I want to be honest with all of you and with our viewers. I wasn't sure what to do with the Pence speech. I wasn't sure whether to cover it at all because it's so incremental that it makes me mad. And I don't want to recognize anyone for simply telling the truth, even if that someone was the intended target. The mission statement of the insurrection was to, quote, hang Mike Pence. But I do want to focus in on what he said, Frank, and I want to dissect it the way an investigator might. Pence says tourists don't injure 140 police officers by sightseeing. So if you're before a grand jury, say you lose, as most people think he's going to do, his subpoena fight, what happens? How do 140 police officers get injured? Donald Trump sends them to do something violent. I mean, it seems by the little leg, and I'm sorry if that's a gross thought when it comes to Mike Pence, but in terms of the leg he's showing, he clearly believes that Donald Trump incited a violent and deadly insurrection that injured 140 police officers and endangered his own life and that of his family. Once he loses his subpoena fight, he might actually be useful to Jack Smith, Frank.
Yeah, look, my thinking around this grand jury situation is that Pence needs to be subpoenaed in order to hold that piece of paper up and tell whatever his constituency is these days, I had to do this. I'm sorry. And then I think he ultimately will do what we saw at the gridiron dinner, and he'll let it out. But he needs that piece of paper to hold up and say, I tried to fight this, I tried to do the right thing. And then he'll get in there and he'll protect his rear end by telling the truth so that he can't get jammed up on lying to a grand jury. What he's done at the gridiron dinner here with pretending that he's miffed at Trump is really what he's learned from the master of trying to have it both ways. By that, I mean, it's Trump and his adherents who all along, the thread throughout the tenure and after the Trump tenure has been to have it both ways. We embrace democracy, for example, but we minimize what happened on January 6th. We love a free and open society, but we embrace Viktor Orban in Hungary as a model of government. We love rule of law and law and order, but not when the law is coming after us. I have to have this both ways to survive. Why has Pence suddenly grown a spine right now, at least this weekend? The wind is blowing against Trump in the form of potential indictments. He sees this coming, and he's thinking, maybe I need to get in this kind of counter-Trump movement because the guy is going to get indicted. That could change next week if it looks like indictments aren't going to happen.